you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay, shalom, Big E. Jay, it's nice to see you. How are you, my friend?
Good day, gentlemen. Good day. I'm well.
Good to see you with a McCafe coffee again. I haven't seen that in a while. It's nice to see. Did you guys hear the doorbell a few minutes ago?
I did not.
You guys didn't?
Got a package.
No. Someone, I don't, usually it's someone doing some fucking dumb survey.
Ding dong ditch. Somebody playing games here, Mike?
No, there was no. Boy, that had a different name when we were kids. But yeah, no. Usually it's some guy coming around like, would you like to sign up for water preservation in the state of Michigan?
Really?
And
You get that shit?
dude. There was a guy
Well,
who
they
came
know who they
over-
got in this. When you have a Franklin area, you're going to have those pretentious assholes that will be probably into that, right? You'd have
Yeah,
more of a
you're
chance
right.
here than.
But they want to check too. It's
And
like,
they- yeah.
so
To ease point.
do you care about water preservation in Michigan? It's like, yeah, of course I do. But would you like to pay with cash or check? Then you're like, dude, fuck off.
Just tell them no. I really, to be honest with you, I don't.
Dude, when my mom was here, when I got sick, when I got pneumonia, and my mom came here, the doorbell goes off, and I was prepping or something in the kitchen. She's like, I'll get it. She gets the door. 15 minutes. She's going, dude, no, I don't even live here. This isn't my house. This is my son's house. I'm not interested. He's like, well, I mean, it's important that we preserve the
Wouldn't you
rivers.
agree, madam,
Wouldn't you-
that it
she's-
is?
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Well, then-
then check or money order. I mean, anything helps. She's like, son, you don't understand. Basically, my mom is like, get the fuck off the property. I couldn't believe it's like, dude, just yes or no. Do you want a signature? You want to check? Someone says no, just go, thank you for your time, and leave.
Like, that's not how you do. You know that. We've been telemarketers.
I know,
You
and
don't
it's
give up at the
brutal.
first. Well, I don't
Apologize.
think so. No, I'm not interested. Come on, man.
Yeah,
That's
no
when
one's ever
dig
interested.
in,
You gotta
baby.
say-
You make them interested.
Well, this dude rolls up, and his game is bugs. And he wants, I do Pat and Judy down at the end of the block, and Steve over here in
Oh,
the
he
corner.
sprays like mosquito.
Yeah,
stuff,
like he's got a whole chart with spiders and ants, and I'm like, dude, I've already got a service. Thank you, I've got a service. So he's like, oh, how much do they charge you? I'm like, irrelevant. I've
Yeah.
got a service. I've had him for a decade, so we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
My guy was exposed in movie 8 Mile. What about you, buddy?
Yeah, I should have told him that. Forgot about that. Yeah, my guy was part of 8 Mile. Perhaps you've heard of the movie. So anyway, he's like, all right, very good. You have a great day. And he had a wonderful beard. I'll give him that. It was just spectacular.
Well trimmed.
No, it was kind of unkempt, but in a natural, positive way, if
Okay.
that's possible.
Manly. It just
Very manly, not a gray hair to be found. I don't think he's doing just for men or anything like that. No tricks, nothing.
thick and lush.
Very lush. He was I don't want to say fat faced, but
Full-faced.
Full faced. And so finally he agrees. He lets me off the hook rather easy when I say I've already got a guy. And so he starts to leave, and I see he takes a step down off the porch and right onto his motorized scooter, the 2-foot thing that you go on, that you just.
He had a Segway.
He had a fucking seg, dude, and it's like a new one where it's got, those ones that are they're just flat 2 wheels and
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
stand up. It's one of those, but a new one, and it's got a stick coming up with a thing for your knees.
No way.
So that I help balance, and off he went, just off my driveway, just.
So it wasn't a full Segway. It's just one of those motorized
Yes.
scooters that were hot a couple summers ago. or a
Exactly, the
couple,
ones were
Christmases ago.
literally hot and exploding.
Yeah, the batteries were.
Yeah, Chinese batteries. Sorry, but yeah, it was like, dude, I got to get one of those, man.
Yeah, next time just tell the guy Cheddar Bob does my stuff, man.
Yeah, Cheddar Bob's got it. He's got it handled. And by the way, he didn't actually shoot himself. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what he claims.
And he hasn't been paid properly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Deserves some
Dude,
royalties.
we've got to get him in here. He said he would. I texted him once and I didn't hear back from him, so I'll have to fake like a bug thing, get him over here. Like, there's spiders everywhere. I need
Overrun
help.
by arachnids.
Right around
Yeah.
Sunday evening ish.
Sunday evening-ish, 5:30ish
Yeah,
or so.
that'd work.
We'll have a massive spider and ant outbreak. We need Cheddar Bob on the job. Post haste. Get him over here and sit his ass down. But yeah, he's got an interesting story to tell for sure. One of the stories, Jay, we spent an awful lot of time talking about. Was it last summer that the root '91 festival in Vegas was shot up by Stephen Paddock?
I think so, yeah.
Was that just last summer?
Yeah.
And that story, you know, as you know, has bothered me since day one, just because of how little coverage and little we know about that. And
Yeah, you wanted all the evidence released immediately. You and Tucker Carlson.
well, no, it's not that I wanted all the evidence released. It just so stood out how little, like, dude,
How little fanfare it got, honestly. Like, put the evidence aside, just the discussion seemed to wane really quick.
yeah, and you can't help but go, well, is it because he's a white guy and not a fucking, you know, it's easy to do it when it's a terrorist going, Allah Akbar.
Yeah.
You know, you could talk about that shit forever, but, you know, white guy, they don't really have a motive. He doesn't seem crazy. He's got money and sets up this arsenal and nobody kn- and in the city with the most cameras probably in the world. That was what was so disturbing about it. So today they
started
released,
limping out with some videos of the hotel and so forth.
you know what though? All of those are because of the press, like the Associated Press and stuff, going to courts and demanding this information. And so that's what happened. The Associated Press just finally got them to release like video from a camera up on top of Mandalay Bay. And I believe he was on like the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay, looking right down at the concert and just opened fire on all
People
these people.
scurrying like ants, man.
Yeah, and so they got some 911 calls, a bunch of 911 calls released.
Any big conspiracy still in your mind, or?
Yeah, I still am very troubled
Yeah.
by the story. Just the fact,
Fact
that
is
it's-
that they've uncovered zero motive other than this guy's just, generally wacko. Right?
yeah. Have they even said that? Like,
No,
mentally?
they haven't. That's just the conclusion you're left to draw. Like,
Right.
oh, who would do that? Just somebody who's fucked. Wow, is he fucked up, right? But there's nothing in his background really that tips off to anything. It's just there's no connection to some bigger plot that's that's obvious at least.
There's no tie to any sort of international
no
anything.
bank account
terrorism.
that. Although people are speculating as to those things, but I haven't heard anything solid.
No,
and
no,
that's
no.
what I think has troubled you is just there's nothing to go on. Like it just seemed to dead end really quick.
Really quick, and then
And
it was
I've
like they
always
wanted
been
it to
like-
go away.
I've always been
almost.
like, let the investigation take its course.
Well, it's weird to not have because the press doesn't give a shit. The press is going to be pounding your door. This is the worst mass killing in U.S. history, and we know virtually nothing about it. We know a guy apparently acted alone. A lot of people, conspiracy theorists, go, bullshit, he did. No way did this guy act alone. I don't know what they're going on, but a lot of people believe that. But we just don't.
Yeah, why? I mean, what's the main basis to say he couldn't have? Like we have video of him taking 36
Yeah.
runs up to his room with
Yeah.
bags and stuff.
I
Why
think-
couldn't he just set up and break the windows and just start shooting?
I thought there were people saying there were
Is there
multiple
a second shooter? Is there a grassy knoll?
Grassy knoll thing. Yeah, no. Because then there would be another window blown out somewhere. There'd just be, I don't know. It's just stupid. But the only bank account connection didn't he send a bunch of money to the
To his
Philippines?
chick, yeah.
To his chick. And
Yep.
she's like, I don't know why. I don't know. Like $1 million or
Did
something.
he have an Eastern European
Yeah, I
girlfriend
knew
living in
you
the
were going to do
Philippines?
that. Yeah, I knew you were going to do it. So anyway, this video comes out now and some 911 calls. The video.
This was like the one I have actually has the audio over the video. It looks like.
Oh, really? Someone put in some music? Because I was going to offer to do that for him because they released a video that was just.
No, this has like the 911. It looks like while they're playing the video that I think you're talking
okay.
about.
Okay,
That's all
go
I'm
ahead.
saying.
Ooh, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
Well done,
Nice jobby. But see, there's no music. So there's very little context.
Room 91! Room 91, the concert! There's people firing
Everywhere. There's people firing everywhere.
Just scattering.
Oh, can you imagine, dude, being. 'cause
No, you have no idea where it's coming from. You're just
No.
people are dropping.
People are dropping all around you because any one of us could have been at the Route 91 festival in Vegas. Like, dude, any one of us. We're all music fans. And
I'd put it pretty unlikely that you would have gone to that, even if in Vegas at the time.
Okay, but if
Isis,
let's
great
say-
chance Isis is out.
Yeah,
that.
Jason Aldean.
Isis could have flown out specifically for that
Hell
show.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but if it was like a GNR show or something, I could have easily been out there. I love when military guys come on, get on these 911 calls because they have a different way of analyzing things. And this one guy's like, oh, there's someone shot in the leg. Please hurry up. And then some guy identifies himself as military special forces without a weapon. Says he hears automatic weapon fire. I have no idea where he is. It's a chopper that's going off. It's a chopper going off. There's at least 20 down, it looks like. we're in the middle of the festival. I don't have a visual on the target.
Nice.
You're like, hell yeah.
Affirmative.
That's the guy I want to stand behind. The guy that is telling 911, I don't have a visual on the contact, on the target. The material represents the 5th batch of records made public without comment by Clark County Sheriff Joe Lombardo or his department. The FBI refuses to comment. And yeah, that's
Lombardo fucked up the timeline so badly at first, and who knows if there's, malicious intent behind that, trying to cover their asses. Very well could have been, or if he just, muddled his way through that. So he's probably snake bit from that, I would imagine, and just going, all right, the court's ordering me to disclose this stuff. Here you go. I'm not going out in front of the cameras again. Yeah,
he didn't do well the first time, although he is running for re-election as a Republican. And so it's like, oh, yeah, we should wrap up the investigation by August, just in time for re-election or whatever. But, my larger point is the media doesn't usually care, and you don't get off as easy as just going, I'm not going to make comment. Fuck that. Last time I did, it was ugly. Like, dude, they will follow you home.
So you're saying there's a conspiracy amongst the media, too, to lay off this?
I don't know.
Like,
it's
this
just,
is dastardly.
It's just weird.
This is dastardly.
It's just weird to me that they're not more on this. And I understand why. And look, there's no doubt Mafia still has a big hand in the city of Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, and so I understand why, based on the lawsuits that are coming and the billions of dollars that'll probably be spent. I understand why the casinos don't want any of this coming out, but the press doesn't give a shit about that. Law enforcement shouldn't care about that unless they got Fat Tony behind the scenes telling them, don't you dare go out there and say a word. So anyway,
I reckon the press is probably asking the questions, but people just aren't answering. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then there's Trump to report on too. So it's tough to do two things at
Well,
once.
that's true. Yeah, that whole Trump thing. Speaking of which, do you like the pardon spree he's gone on of late?
It's just.
I know it's one of those things that you've always just been like. This is
pardons have always flummoxed me. It just seems so un-American.
I know, but if you had the ability, wouldn't you want it?
Such an odd ability. Like, you're giving the president just carte blanche to just wipe away what the judicial system has seen as appropriate. It's a weird constitutional thing. I mean, I've heard a lot of the experts say, hey, when that was inserted into the Constitution, there were like 3 federal laws at the time.
Yeah.
3 federal crimes, and then it expanded to like 20. And so it's kind of like this, you had your arms around, what we're really talking about with pardons, and now, of course, we've got thousands of crimes and situations.
Do you have any, I'm sure I've asked you this before, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you have any idea what the point was? Like, was it like there was a worry back in the old days that?
Yeah, I mean, it just might have been just another piece of this check and balance. The president's ability to check. Congress comes through veto power, and maybe his ability to check the
judges off, just so there's not some. That's what it has to be, dude. It has to just be that overbalancing of not wanting one single person in any place to be able to make a ruling, I guess.
But you've given it to him, the president.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, it's
but
weird.
But he can't send someone to be guilty. I mean, he can send someone based on his.
Yeah, he can let him off.
Yeah.
Which is really weird. And I don't care who the president is. It's just a weird power that he has.
But it's like they're almost embarrassed of the power, because usually we see it like as they're leaving, like walking out the front door. It's like a list of all the people they pardoned.
Because politically it is so insane, you know, to have to go through the scrutiny of then digging up all these cases and oh my God, but she killed 3 people. Yeah, but she's been great. She was high, she was a grandma at the time.
Yeah, well, dude, I'm telling you, if I ever become president, unlikely as that may be, if I do, I am pardoning so many motherfuckers.
Who do you start with?
I don't even know. People I don't even know. I'm just like, Bill, he's got. I don't know what he did. I don't care. He's pardoned.
Too many black people wrongly convicted, right?
Dude, I'd empty a prison. I'd just pick a prison and empty it. Yep, whole thing. I'd take out like a murderer's row and just empty it.
just
because I can. You know what I mean? Just to show how absurd the power is. I would keep non-violent first-time drug offenders. I'd double their sentences. Fuck those people.
You can't double sentences.
I would try. They're certainly not getting out on my watch.
Strangely enough, you don't have the power to do that, but you can let them out.
But I can let them out. And I'm taking murderers row across the country, and I'm letting them all out. Just mercy is what it is.
Set up a future purge or what? I mean, what are you doing? You're laying out our worst of the worst.
Look, dude, who am I to judge? They'll get their day of judgment.
Who are you to judge? They did.
They'll get their day of judgment. They will. But wouldn't you? My point is, it would be hard not to wield some of that power
Well, I'm sure what happens too is you get all these advocates, you know, like the Kim
Oh my God,
Kardashians
dude.
who get, or the Eddie Vedders who get on these cases, and it's, oh my God, man, you know, he's been wrong. He was just, you know, they weighed the paper along with the acid, and it happened to be like 3 times stock paper.
He's been in jail for 70 years, man. It's bullshit.
And then, you know, these things are all coming across your desk, and you're like, dude.
Oh, dude, just like any charity, you know, ask any billionaire how many people ask them for charity every day. I mean, my God, the amount of people.
The toughness of being a billionaire.
I understand, but, well, but to Jay's right, though. Imagine how many motherfuckers are coming up to these guys every fucking day, every day there's mail coming in.
But then there are some that seem to be like 100% wrong. And like there's a guy that Stallone.
What happened to murder? What was it? The Netflix show? Making a Murder.
Oh, Making a Murder.
Oh,
yeah.
Steven.
Whatever happened to him?
Dude, but some of them do seem to come up, and they're just fucking like, holy shit, how was this guy convicted of this? Like there was that boxer. His name was
dead
Joe
now?
Johnson or something like that.
Yeah.
He passed away, but he had been convicted of transporting a white woman over state lines.
Right.
He ultimately married the woman. You know, they were like they were romantically involved at the time, but convicted of this thing. So I think it was Stallone who was advocating for his pardon, and Trump did it. You know, so everybody, oh, Trump's a racist. Trump's I don't know.
It is kind of weird that he's like all the people he's talking about are celebrities and stuff. Like he's talking about the big haired dude pardoning him,
Blagojevich,
and Martha Stewart.
I know.
You know what? It's like there are lots of cases.
That's who's on his radar.
That the reason I bring it up now is Alice Johnson. There's been a lot of talk about this black woman who was convicted and given a life sentence.
She was the Kardashian champion for her.
Yes, Kim Kardashian, when she went to the White House, she was talking about prison reform in general, and also specifically, Mr. President, will you seriously look at Alice Johnson's case? This is a woman who like lost her job.
And by the way, you mentioned prison reform. I think something that's really underreported right now is there are real steps being taken toward prison reform.
Yeah.
Like on the part of like, you know, across the aisle, as they like to say.
Right.
You know, Republicans, Democrats, black, white, whatever. There's a lot of people apparently from a wide range spectrum of interests that are working toward this, and it's not getting much fanfare.
Well, there's a lot of people that are doing serious time for nonviolent crimes, and so it's easier to get your head
everyone's
around that.
interest.
Yeah, and dude, the fact is there are cases all over this country. I mean, you talk in Detroit alone, like people that should go to jail for long periods of time are let right back out because they just don't have room for them.
Yeah.
They're so packed with people that it's like, we got to do something, man. Something's got to change. So anyway, this Alice Johnson, she's 63 now, and she was given a life without parole sentence for drug distribution. Now, this is a woman who...
It was a massive amount of drugs, though, wasn't it?
Well...
Like, it's portrayed
depends
as, well, you know, she's a
what
middleman making some calls here and there, but it was
She was working with, like, Guatemalan fucking coke lords or something. Like, there's way more to this story than, like... Because if you watch this, it's like, oh, Alice Johnson, first-time offender, nonviolent, you know,
drugs. Trying to take care of her grandbabies.
You know, was in a tough position, lost her job, lost her husband, her son died. She got her house foreclosed on and taken from her, and so she had to resort to. And you'd think she's selling dime bags on the corner,
right?
And it's like, well, not exactly. She was working. There were massive amounts of fucking drugs,
thousands of pounds of drugs.
Yeah, and she was.
It was coke, right?
It was coke, yeah. I don't know if it was exclusively, but that's the main one. And I have no problem with her being out. I really don't. I'm not here to go, oh, hell, fuck Alice Johnson, you rot in prison for life. Whatever. You know, I understand life can be really difficult, and if you get into a position where it's like, dude, I got a family to feed, and if that means, you know, robbing a fucking grocery store to get food, or you know, if this is the only gig I can find is slinging drugs to make real money, I get it. There's a lot of people that are put in really tough spots. And so, anyway, she's going to appreciate every single day now as Trump has let her out. And they let her out right away from federal prison.
Imagine? God, just it's like winning the lottery, you know?
Dude. And Trump gets to send the tweet out, good luck to Alice Johnson. Have a wonderful life! !
After 22 years in prison. Wow.
Yeah. And they said, you know, in her defense, they said she was a model prisoner. And, you know, and isn't that really the point? I mean, it's not about revenge. It's about, you know, if someone turns their life around, apparently she was working with a lot of people in the prison and educating herself, and, you know, there's all those stories, you know, whatever.
But then there's a million stories too where they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm good. You know, I found Jesus and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then the recidivism is just, the rate is through the roof. So.
Well, if she starts slinging rock on the streets again, I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
no.
no mercy.
Yeah.
Absolutely
By all
no
indications,
mercy.
she seems to be ready for public consumption.
Mm-hmm. She said she was asked how it felt to have Kim Kardashian personally appeal to the president. And she
Surreal,
said,
right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Kim gets word of this and starts going to the White House on your behalf.
She says it's proof that God intervened. And I'm like, well, actually, it's proof that Kim Kardashian intervened. I don't know where the God connection comes in, but okay, whatever.
Well, God went through Kim Kardashian.
How does she know that? She hasn't
It's
even
not
talked
just
to
a know
Kim.
it. It's just if you have faith in a religious thing.
Mike has a total inability to appreciate people who have faith. So it's
not
logically
no,
a disconnect.
No, it's not that. It's not that. I'm not saying God didn't have a hand in this. I'm
I
just
truly
saying.
believe that.
How can you? But there is,
I
of
really
course, there's no
believe-
proof. But you, if you were in that position, what you would believe is that somehow.
She's asked how it feels to have Kim Kardashian intervene on her behalf, and she says it's proof God intervened. And I went,
Yeah.
well, no, actually, it's proof Kim intervened.
God's got his hand in this, and I truly believe that.
But God went through Kim Kardashian to help her. A regular person couldn't
Okay.
do it. It had to take a celebrity. So God chose a celebrity that maybe Trump would respect. And then
All
that
right.
celebrity.
I just don't know how she would know that. And she answered it quickly. I know it was a miracle. I know that only God could have touched Kim Kardashian's heart like that. That's fair. That's a better statement to say. I'd like to tell President Trump I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me and my family. This moment right now is happening because President Trump had mercy on me. She hopes Trump will help other nonviolent first-time drug offenders behind bars. Please, please remember us, the others who have been left behind, like the weighted paper acid guy at the Dead Show.
Yeah, I mean, it's
that
just,
guy.
it's stock. It's card stock. The guy was, you know, he
Dude.
didn't know. He's moving acid on fucking cardboard.
Yeah, thick, heavy cardboard. He got fucking life for it.
Corrugated.
Son of a bitch.
It's got goddamn corrugated cardboard.
That was his mistake. I'll grant you. But the little dablets of the droplets, you know, the eye droplets of acid blotter that were on that thick, heavy paper really did him in. I want that guy out.
And for the record, this woman who was just let go is African American.
She is. So, goddamn racist Trump. He's only letting blacks out. Racist against whites now, I guess.
That is funny. It's just like it's not funny, but interesting. I don't understand. Like that's one of those things where it's like, okay, if
Like
he's Hitler,
if you were truly fucking racist,
Yeah.
would you do that?
Of course you wouldn't.
Would you do it just for PR to suggest that you're not racist?
but he doesn't
maybe?
do anything. He doesn't show anything. Like that doesn't seem to be what
Dude,
he
the
does.
racist
though.
argument is such a moot point to me. It is the dumbest. Like, you can say he's
Rewind 10 years.
Nobody.
Nobody thought Trump was a racist.
never. He was a pig who fucked
Rewind
1,000
5
models.
years. Rewind 4 years. 3 years? Does it work at 3 years?
3 years, yeah.
3 years, yeah.
Dude,
Before
rewind
he-
to June of 2015.
Before he came down the escalator and talked about keeping Mexicans who are bad, the bad ones out.
They're not sending their best and their brightest.
Before that escalator jaunt,
Yes.
did anyone think he was at all
Never.
racist?
Never.
He had a. I mean,
Never once.
We don't-
And I followed a shitload of Donald Trump because he's a clown. He's hilarious to report on. Every interview he did was about him and his greatness. It was hilarious. But nobody ever once questioned whether or not the guy was racist. Until now. And
What about what he said in Charlottesville?
there's
Virginia?
good people on both sides.
What about that, Mike?
Yeah, well.
Explain that.
the thing to me is not.
Is it ignorant or bigoted in a small way? But I do I think that Donald Trump in his heart looks at black people and goes, ugh. No, I don't in any way. I don't think you do either.
And that's the thing. They call him Hitler. That's the problem. No, but that's my problem with
I know.
it. People literally, I know people that refer to him as basically Hitler. And when you have a story like this, it's just ridiculous.
I mean, my overall feeling, and I've said it a million times, is he's such an easy target. You
Yeah.
didn't have to go this far. You could have become Trump whisperers, lefties,
Right.
you know, and you could have got a lot of policy done. But instead, it's gone way to one side, and and it becomes kind of a caricature of itself.
Totally. And it's just Monday or Tuesday next week. Are we talking about?
I think so. Yeah, looks like it.
Diamond and Silk. I just want to talk to Silk.
No, I want to hear the. Mm-hmm.
No, that's Silk, right? I
Oh,
know
is that
Silk
the? Oh, okay.
All right.
I don't know. I have some research to do. I'm not
I
sure.
do too. I got a lot of videos to watch for sure. Now, what was I going to say about the Trump thing? Because you're right. He's not really Republican and he's not really a Democrat, and
He's
so
a free agent.
He
He could have been
totally
manipulated
was.
in any way.
And I know people that hate Trump are listening right now, going, "Fuck both of you. He's a piece of shit." I get it. We know. We know, but it's just. I don't
I'm
know.
not saying he's not. I'm saying he could have been manipulated to your benefit if you're on the left.
Chuck Schumer could have gotten
Oh my God.
so much done by just hopping in bed with him. He listens to the last thing he heard. He's releasing, Alice Johnson, the last person that told him.
What do they always say about him? He's a counterpuncher, right? So if you punch, that's ingrained in him. He's gonna come back with a flurry. Mm-hmm. But if you massage it, if you massage that ego, and oh my gosh, Mr. President, you are just so wise.
And they haven't figured it out yet.
Maybe we could take a look at DACA and healthcare.
They've gotten close on things like DACA, where it's like, well, Mr. President, yeah, we really should take a look at this. He's like, come on in, lunch at my place. In the White House, they're all talking around, spitballing ideas. It's like, yep, now you're getting it.
Instead, they
Little Rocket Man has figured it out.
They personally attack him, and what do you think he's going to do?
Yeah.
He's ego-driven.
He's a brass billionaire from New York. You know what I mean?
Brash.
Thank you. Anyway, enough Trump.
Hamlin Pubs, they're inviting you to their 5 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, their drinks, their atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies, out for a meal with the family, or even out for an evening with your girl, it's always a great time at the Rochester, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 Shelby Township locations. Get out to Hamlin Pubs today.
Hey, were you familiar with Kate Spade?
Dude, I was going to mention, should I have been? Because the Kate Spade suicide is all over the news, and I didn't know who the fuck she was.
Didn't either.
And every headline, David Spade's sister-in-law committed suicide.
Yes.
Kate Spade, designer. And I'm like, okay, that's tragic and all, but is this like front page, above the fold shit?
Apparently it is. I think it's just because we're guys and we don't buy purses very often. Or
Kate Spade.
I guess she's some famous designer. Like they're like household name. I'm like, household name. I don't know if I'd go that far. I didn't know
Vera
her name.
Wang or something like that.
There you go. Yeah,
she's still around, but I would know certain
you
designer
know the
names.
Wangs, of course.
Vera Bradley and her bags.
No. Versace.
Right.
Give
me a name here.
Yeah.
Kate Spade?
Yeah, it is terrible, though. She was found hanging in a room in her, big Manhattan, New York apartment. Mm-hmm. Leaves behind a husband, David Spade's brother, I believe, right? That's the connection there.
Yeah, right.
And a daughter, I believe, and is found by, like, the cook or the maid or something. Imagine that. Hanging from a red scarf.
Fuck.
Dude, imagine opening a door in a house and going, oh, shit.
Body hanging.
And that hitting you, the reality of, like, the finality and reality.
That's really rude, honestly.
You're mad at Kate?
As a final act, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
know.
To have, look, obviously suffering hugely to even be in that position to consider doing that. But my God, man, I would think at some level you'd think about... Who's gonna find
Someone's
this?
gonna find me.
You know?
I know. And
I guess you're just so distraught that that's not even.
Yeah, I cut suicide people a ton of slack because it bothers me because there's so many people. I have family members that believe this and very good friends that as soon as you go, oh, so-and-so here committed suicide, they're like, unbelievable, what an asshole, selfish, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, I have friends who have committed suicide and they were the farthest thing from selfish.
Yeah.
They were caring, wonderful people, and my friend Bobby, that died. Tooch and I for 9 years now get together probably 3 times a year, and we'll end up having a round table going, what did we fucking miss, man? We were with him every fucking day. What did we miss? We still do it to this day, 9 years later, and there's no answers. The note was like, sorry, I love all of you. On a sticky fucking note that I found in his kitchen. It's brutal, and it's like, the pain that someone must be in to get to that point, it's like, dude, you're not thinking like a normal.
Can't even fathom it, right?
You're not thinking about little things like, wow, the kids are going to be upset. You're just not there.
Yeah,
well, I've always
dark place.
Obviously,
dark place.
The strive for humanity to keep going. I've always pointed out, like when you walk through cities and you see homeless people. Like I've been in New York. Remember one time where it's like literally the sun is baking down on this dude, and he is just laying on the sidewalk, just. And he doesn't kill himself.
Yeah,
so my point is, like, it's such a strong thing.
Yeah, the will to live is, dude. You see it with animals, you see it with humans. Like, it's just something that is supposed to be.
Yeah, who finds me is the least of their worries at that point when they've given that up. Yeah.
Right.
Well, Kate Spade, to me, looks a lot like Dave.
Really?
Am I wrong on that? Like, When I see that, I think, oh, it's David Spade's sister. No, it's his sister-in-law.
Boy, oh boy,
Can
yeah,
you
that
see
does
it
look
there?
like a character, like he dressed up
Yeah.
for a SNL character or something.
Weird hair and shit. I can't believe this is somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know her name, but it's a terrible story. I mean, it is. Her sister has come out and said that Kate struggled to cope with her celeb status, which only made her
status.
suspected bipolar disorder. The sister, it sounds like, suspected for many years there was some sort of bipolar disorder going on.
Yeah.
But Kate wouldn't listen to her. You know, Kate's got plenty of money, doesn't need to listen to anybody, and so didn't do anything about it. And plus, she said she was surrounded by yes people for far too long. Therefore, she didn't receive proper care for what I believed, and tried numerous times to get her help for, which is bipolar disorder. She never anticipated how successful her brand would become, that she'd become this household name. It's her sister. We'll cut her slack. So, yeah, she would self-medicate, as a lot do with alcohol and stuff like that. And it's weird because she says, like, the last phone call she had with her sister was like, hey, I know you hate funerals, but will you do me a favor and come to mine, please? I just want you to be at my funeral. And she's like, I'm not planning anything, but just saying.
Oh, my gosh.
And then she was talking a lot, and I guess she was just fascinated with Robin Williams' suicide. And so, you know, it's easy to look back and go, boy, yeah, that last phone call, probably should have thought more about that, you know.
Yeah, a little welfare check, maybe.
Yeah. One last thing she said to me was, Rita, I know you hate funerals and don't attend them, but would you, for me, please come to mine at least, please? I know she perhaps had a plan, but she insisted she did not. I don't know. You might want to look a little deeper into that one. Have you seen the Facebook post that's going around about Kate Spade?
You're serious right now?
It's been picked.
Are you being serious? Have I seen the Facebook post about Kate Spade?
Okay. Hold on. Back up. Have you seen...
Bag up, bag up.
That might have been the dumbest thing I've ever said to you. No, there's a Facebook post that has been picked up by every outlet in America.
Ah, okay.
Have you seen that story?
No.
Okay, sorry about that, Jay. I didn't mean to... Whew. So, yeah, it's...
If I were on Facebook, would I be, like, looking at Kate Spade posts?
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. But it's basically about mental health, and I'll read you part of it. It's a woman who, you know, takes a picture of her laptop bag and her purse and
All
her
Kate
little.
Spade?
It's all Kate Spade. She's like
God, I had no idea this existed.
You don't buy women's shit though, so.
But whatever. You'd just think you'd know
Yeah.
about it. Kate Spade, New York. Like, they sold it to Neiman Marcus, apparently.
Yeah. So she says, you know, even the phone that I'm holding to type this right now has a Kate Spade case on it, you know, and she says, so I got a new one for my daughter a week ago. The phone I'm holding in my hand has Kate Spade case. Yet I had no idea this amazingly talented, creative woman suffered from depression. I know she went to ASU. I know that's where she met her husband, who she left behind along with her daughter. I know her brand story, yet I didn't know she suffered from depression. Why is it any of my business or yours to know? It doesn't have to be, of course. But I knew when Patrick Swayze was battling cancer. I know that Cynthia Nixon is a breast cancer survivor. I know that Selena Gomez has lupus, recently had a kidney transplant. I know Dave Letterman has heart disease. I know that Lance Armstrong is a testicular cancer survivor. But I didn't know that Kate Spade suffered from depression, or that Robin Williams did either, because somehow society has made it more acceptable to talk about breasts and testicles than about the mind and the chemicals and hormones it releases and controls and the messages it relays. Till depression is seen as an illness.
That's true, though, and I know where she's going with it, but isn't depression, like, on a spectrum? Like, couldn't we all be put on the depression spectrum?
Yeah.
You know, so it's
sure.
like, how did you not know Kate was suffering from depression? We all are, man.
Yeah.
On some level.
Well, I think there's... And it's kind of goes to the painkiller thing, where it's like, you know, you made the argument the other day, like, you know, you're supposed to have some pain sometimes.
Right.
You know, you break a fucking foot,
Yeah.
you should feel it.
It shouldn't feel good.
Yeah.
You have to have pain to know what to. You have to have pain to know how good shit is, right? Isn't that the deal? I said it totally wrong.
What, no, what did
No,
they
yeah,
say?
you- no, I'm
what
trying
did
to
they
say,
say?
like, you were
got
close.
This, you got this.
You have to go through bad times to appreciate the good times. If you had all
That's
good
right.
times, the fucking then even those would become
Well,
depressing.
then
at
explain
some point.
heaven. How do you explain
I
heaven, Eddie?
explained it really terribly.
No,
I
you
apologize.
boil it down in a pithy little phrase.
There's
Go,
a fucking
go.
saying
You
I'm
got
trying to
it.
think of, and I can't fucking think of it right
You got
now.
it. It's a forward phrase.
Don't
I
take
think
this
it's
from
there.
me.
I think it's there.
I can't think of what I'm trying to say because I know what I'm trying to say and I
Yeah.
can't think of it.
No pain, no gain.
No, that's
Yeah, I
not
think that's
it.
what it was. No pain, no gain.
There's
We
a
mentioned
fucking
pain.
song I listened to even that has this as a quote, I think, and I can't think of it now. I thought I was gonna think of it. I leaned in to say it, and I fucking.
Well,
You got to feel bad to know. To appreciate the good. I guess.
You're going to keep going, huh? You still hanging on? With
Yeah,
this one?
I'm
You're
trying.
Dude, work
Trying
this
to-
out. You're getting
trying
there.
to quadruple down.
It's time, dude. You're all in on this one. All chips in. You're gonna figure it out.
I think you know what I mean. I'm just not saying it. I'm saying it terribly.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. So anyway, she says, she continues, until depression is seen as an illness, not a condition that can be cured by being brushed off with a try to be happier. Just look at the bright side of life. You have so much to be happy about. That is very annoying to a depressed
Yeah, to a
person.
truly depressed
Yeah,
person.
yeah. And you're right. There's a spectrum, Jay. You know,
And there's not like necessarily. I understand like breast cancer can be further along and becomes terminal, all that, but you either have it or you don't, right?
Yeah.
Whereas depression and mental illness, that's what's so tricky about all this shit. All these stories we get about mental illness, it's like, well, God, fuck, what do you do? What do you put this
Yeah.
person in a goddamn hospital?
her further point is, as long as it is seen and kind of brushed
Stigmatized.
off and stigmatized, that people will continue to internalize it and not.
Dude, I think more than ever now people are talking openly about depression and
Yeah.
not being ashamed about it. Was it Kevin Love on the Cavs?
Cavs,
who
yep.
came out this past part of his problems this year. I know he had multiple injury problems, but I think he came out and said, "Look, I'm depressed and it's affecting my game." You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just more and more of that. I really, to me, personally, I don't have any. I don't put any negative stigma on that. I think the
Yeah.
mind is just so complicated, and we're hit with so
It's
much
incredible
shit.
that it works how it does. It is
It is.
incredible. An incredible
we
muscle.
we all experience pain and different levels of frustrations and things in our, like, to me that is like so beyond
Yeah.
not a negative thing to
Well,
admit
and like
that you're
the
depressed.
fact that like it literally just takes little imbalances
Chemicals.
that has nothing to do with it. Just
Yeah.
happens. So to your point, I guess.
I got you.
Yeah, she had something that I thought was interesting that she said. Depression, bipolar, anxiety, etc. These feed your mind the wrong messages. They tell you to be afraid of things you know you shouldn't be afraid of. They tell you that you aren't good enough and don't deserve to be alive and things won't get better. They tell you that everyone is out to get you, that everyone is looking at you, that everyone is judging you. And boy, oh boy, I can tell you from experience, a few of those comments really hit home. I've talked openly on this show about, you know, my own battles with that sort of stuff. I wear a bracelet now I write a positive message on there that I can look to anytime I want and just go remind myself that it's not all that bad, that it's going to get better.
I wear a bracelet too. It's a road ID in case my body's found
Yeah.
on a trail. They can identify it. But that's I see your point.
Yeah. So if I'm down in the dumps, I'm having a bad day, I can look and go, you know what? It's not that bad. My current message says fuck off. So, but you get my point.
Yeah.
You get my point.
Well, that's good, and I think that's the thing. If people can continue to take the stigma off depression, like, I think the message has to be like, go get help for it. You know, don't just
Yeah.
suffer through it, because there shouldn't be any negative stigma on people talking about that shit with pros too, because that's the key. You go,
yeah, but
really, I mean,
it's hard to find a good therapist, though. That's not as easy
But
as
don't you feel like that stigma is breaking down to the notion, oh, I go talk to somebody?
Yeah.
I know that's not like, I know not everybody would agree with that. I know a lot of people go, oh, that guy's fucked up if he's going to a therapist or something. The
Yeah,
rapist.
I think
he goes
that's
and talks to
stigma.
the rapist.
Which is hilarious to me, by the way, that they think that, only because, dude, we all do that already. We all have a little circle
Yeah.
of friends that this is the person I can go to talk about work or to talk about my relationship. Or so the notion that
Mind,
you would
body,
go to
and
somebody,
soul. You know,
right?
to me, it's like going and getting a massage. It's
Yeah.
your overall well-being.
massages, too.
Well, and from somebody who-
strong hands. He
What's
has
the name of
such
that
strong
place
hands.
again? That you're now taking
Systematicmassage.com.
taking money from? I
John.
guess?
Will you be
Working for
there?
on the
Will you be
side?
there for an appearance on Saturday, or?
I'll be signing autographs at systematicmassage.com, Auburn Hills, Michigan.
But the thought that, but this guy that you go to, like,
They better be a sponsor within a week. I'm telling you.
but did you go to some dude who's just not your friend, who has studied the mind and
Makes
can
a
tell
hell of
you?
a lot of sense to me. A
Yeah.
hell of a lot of sense.
Probably everybody should do
In
it, even
fact,
if it's once a month
in
or
fact,
something.
it bothers me more to know that people that have those issues don't take advantage
It
of that.
fucking bothered you when I wouldn't.
Yes.
You would get mad at me when it was like I was going through some shit with coming off of OxyContin, and you were like, "Hey fucker, I'm all in. I'm here to support you in every way, but you got to do something. You can't just fucking lay on the couch and expect it to get better."
Right.
And it was like, well, yeah, he's got a point. He's got
No,
a
it's
point.
just like in any other illness or whatever, you know, you go see a doctor, whatever.
Yeah.
Make it right.
Yeah.
Got a
It's-
kink in your neck, you go see a strong-headed masseuse named John at systematicmassage.com.
Yeah.
You got spiritual issues, whatever, you go seek guidance that way. I mean, I
Yeah.
just don't understand why
Well-
people would suffer alone.
Yeah, I know, and it because you don't want to run into what Tooch and I and a lot of us ran into with Bobby, where it's like, dude, because for me, it's therapeutic doing this show to come on here and just outwardly go, I was a fucking oxy junkie. Is therapeutic to tell people, and then to have people go, holy fuck, dude, I had no idea, or oh my God, I thought I was the only one.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, that explains a lot. Holy shit. Or, you know what? Yeah, dude, I can fucking sit on the couch for 3 straight days and not move. It paralyzed with depression. That's just a reality.
Yeah.
And so I'm not afraid to fucking admit that. Doesn't make me weak. I don't give a shit if you think I'm weak anyways. It doesn't matter. And so the more people do that, because I think it used to be, you're a girl. Just suck it up. Be a man.
Right.
You
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, spit on it. Throw a Band-Aid on it, pussy. You know, girls went to therapy, not guys. But I don't think that's a stigma really anymore. There's lots of guys.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Dude, that always what you're saying there like reminds me of like that Bill Burr bit, famous Bill Burr bit about
Push it down.
just guys and why guys die at 50 from a heart attack, and it's just from a whole life of just
Lifetime of just
Pushing it
not
down.
admitting a dog is cute,
not admitting a puppy's cute. You know, your girl just goes, oh my God, it's so cute.
you're with the guys and it's like you brought an umbrella because it's raining, and guys are like, oh, what do you got, an umbrella, you fag?
Faggot, what a pussy, brought an umbrella.
You're pulling that baggage around your whole life. Just stress upon stress.
So just 50 years old, you're finally just like, I want a fucking cookie, goddammit!
Yeah. How does it end? You know, you finally fucking die in your pancakes, and it's like your buddy just goes, hey, he ordered bananas with his pancakes. Hey, sweetheart, why don't you just bring one over whole and shove it in his ass, fag? And it's like, yeah, that's what we do to each other. We're guys, and we beat each other's ass about everything, but that's all in good fun. Anyway, if you're dealing with those, can we be like one of those
Call.
Oh shit, what's the number?
See the number on our screen.
Shit.
When I
You
heard
didn't listen to
If you're
Logic's
dealing
big
with something
song,
like this,
Mike?
thinking about suicide, please, no, there's help for you.
Jay
Call
would
the
probably know who
suicide
Logic
permission.
Shut up,
right?
Jesus!
Oh, sorry.
In the middle of a fucking bit, for Christ's sakes. You ruined it.
I didn't realize that was.
This is where Mr. Drummond comes on. You know, he's sitting on the couch.
Hi. Tonight's episode of Facts of
I'm
Life.
Conrad Bain. I play Mr. Drummond.
Conrad Bain. Nicely done, sir.
I play Mr. Drummond on Different Strokes.
Tonight's very special episode of Different Strokes talked about some very serious matters. And if you're having trouble with depression or suicide, you need to talk to a loved one or a trusted friend. Perhaps seek professional help. Call 1-800-whatever.
There is no shame in that.
Yeah. I noticed they do it with every single story, like any Kate Spade story, any
Really?
Robin Williams story, Chester Bennington story, the Soundgarden singer, Chris Cornell, all of them end with bold black print at the bottom for help. If anyone you know needs help with depression, blah, blah. Well, the problem is a lot of people don't talk about that shit. They don't admit it.
Hey, to celebrate Mike's triumphant return from the brink of death,
Fucking A, it was... all right, I'm back.
Zot
Here.
Ford will pay a minimum of 25. Dude, we got all month with this.
I know.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
Zot Ford will pay $2,500 for any trade-in, regardless if it runs, has tires, or even a nest of squirrels living under the hood. Go ahead and drag that jalopy, push that piece of shit, or pull that pile of Zot Ford. Get $2,500 when you purchase your next new Ford. Plus, you can use that $2,500 as down payment on your purchase or lease, only from your friends at dealsinthed.com.
Yeah, it's only June 7th, Mike. So.
Oh shit!
Get
Yeah,
used to it.
we got a long way to go, don't we? You want to see a mom drop a baby out of a
This is
burning building?
pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of tits, man. I would expect this from Dad. Mom, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with Mom. I would have been more impressed if it was like 4 stories.
Dude, that was my take too.
Yeah, I mean-
I clicked on this and I was like, fuck yes. You know, like we're gonna see the guy at the bottom, a couple guys holding a blanket, and the baby's gonna do the bounce off the blanket from like 8 stories up. Now it's just kind of a second story, but you know, still a balls move.
If in this position, would you rather be the thrower or the catcher?
Well, I want to comment on the thrower. I think the thrower does a hell of a job here.
Couldn't agree more.
The thrower lofts that baby out such that it just drops like an angel
Dude.
into this man's hands.
When you see like the arc of a basketball shot or something, you would expect that a woman
Little backspin, right?
Yeah,
you always
you
want
need
that
it.
backspin. This woman,
she's got to clear the hedges.
she does have to clear the hedges, and so she just launches him out gently, though.
Yeah.
Is it a her or him?
The baby is 11
matter.
months
Baby.
old. What
It's
is that,
baby.
man or boy? Boy or girl? It's 11 months old.
Got it.
Got it. Yeah. But I would expect that from the dad to understand
Yeah.
more because just I don't know why.
I'm
but
not saying I gotta lead the guy, but I gotta get it over that hedge, and I gotta allow that kid not to have any spin on it.
Right.
such that a limb is grabbed and, all of a sudden the kid's head hits the ground or something.
Yeah,
It
that
was
would
just a
suck.
nicely floated baby.
Yeah, I would expect like if that was you up there, you couldn't help it. You would like if someone was filming this, you'd see you drop back and like pull up jumper.
Seven-step drop.
All of a sudden, we would be
Oh,
like,
a step back to Steph Curry?
Well, we've seen a
Someone
baby
go,
be thrown like a free throw before, or whether
we've read about
see
it,
it. We
over
read
a
about
bridge. Yes, of course.
Speculated about it, maybe. but-
Dude, if I've got a ball, like if I want to throw something in the trash just over there, like I can't help but hop back, and
Step back, yeah.
step back, and boom, in your face, And so I don't know that I could stop myself, even with a baby in my hand, from at least popping back one step and shooting.
Yeah, I know.
don't know.
It would be hard because this is kind of your one chance. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to be in dire circumstances like this again. And I'll get to that in a moment. I was wondering how dire this is, but
Well, this is
I know where
pretty
you're going.
raging right here. That fire is not
Yeah.
bullshit right there.
yeah,
And these guys, I want to know what this clown's stories are. These guys in the parking lot just like checking it out.
yeah.
Okay, so here's the hero down here.
By the way, military member stepping
Really?
up to duty. Yeah,
Good boy. Go ahead, E. So she's
The
leaning out the
wherewithal.
window.
Wherewithal. Look at that.
Oh.
Just the feather-like touch.
Spectacular.
Here she goes, just a little loft. She
I mean,
realizes I
dude.
got to get a little bounce on this throw, right? Here it goes. And release. Nope.
And
Nope,
swing,
see?
release.
It's like
But no spin.
beautifully done.
It's an ephus pitch. It's
beautifully
almost
done.
an ephus pitch.
So dire circumstances. Can we agree on that?
I'd say
appears
that's
that
pretty
her-
raging.
It appears that her track to the stairs is probably blocked.
It was. But how did she get out?
I bet she puts her legs out right now
You think so?
and drops. Yeah.
Because if she went on an emergency exit or something, that's kind of bullshit for the kid. I got to be honest with you. But yeah, impressive. Did she get a little too much swing? Because I would think if it was my kid, I would be like, dude, come through the hedges, and I'm just going to lean as far down out of this window as I
Right.
can, and just
Instead of making it a
gingerly drop
14,
that.
a 14-footer, I'm going to make it a 12-footer.
Yeah, or 11 foot, whatever,
Yeah.
as far as you can. You're holding this thing by its arms, just like catch the waist when it drops.
But see, I think
And
that's
she's like, nah, like fucking woo.
Yeah.
You guys made the point earlier that you were right how good of a job she did. I think when you start to do things where you're just like, oh, let me just, and then that's when all of a sudden a spin happens or something. I think she threw it in a way that
beautifully done.
made that not happen.
It's almost like she's done it before.
Yeah.
Throwing kids around.
Dude, is that something like families would practice at home? If you're in an
I mean,
apartment?
I've taken my
Sweet
kids
Pie
and
knows
shoved
where
them
to
into
meet.
pools.
Yeah, but
it was
there's no
sort of
danger
like that.
in that.
I know, but maybe that was the muscle memory.
Maybe.
Because
But-
that is kind of that kind of like down and up.
Yeah, but that's a mom, not a dad. I mean, moms don't do that game in the pool with kids.
Yeah, not
That's an exclusively, when you talk about,
Single moms, I don't know what single moms do.
dude, dad jobs with babies.
What if it's a single mom?
include
Single mom.
Horseback riding around the living room. Exclusively a dad job. If a kid's gonna hop on your back and you be ridden around the living room, that is a dad job. Kid's gonna be chucked in the pool, it's dad's job.
Single moms.
I think those kids go without. I think that's why a lot of them are so troubled. They were never chucked in a pool by dad, or horseback ridden through the house. What do they call that? Piggy? Whatever. My grandpa used to do this one too, where he would put me as a little one on his knee, and he
Yeah.
would hold like the back of my shirt, and he
And
would
then your
do his knee.
butthole would feel weird.
No, he didn't do that. No, but he would do this bouncy knee thing around.
That's
and
ride
so-
a little horsey, go to town.
Wow.
Watch out, horsey, don't fall down.
Whoa, is that what it's
Yeah.
called? See, he never saw.
Ride a little horsey, go to town. Watch out, horsey, don't fall down.
Ah!
Yeah.
I hate to say this to disparage my own father here, but my dad would do these things where he'd be on his back and he'd put his feet up. and
Oh,
the
he
kid-
spun ya?
No, but like his.
Have you seen the spinning baby guy? You're going to have to bing this guy. He used to go to Pistons games, and at halftime, he'd spin his kids on his feet. He'd lay on his
Sweet.
back, like E is just describing, and he'd go boom, 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 like a
kid-
bicycle action, and the kids would flip and flop.
No way.
Yes, it's
Spinning
awesome.
baby dad.
Well,
you think,
spinning kids, guys spinning kids at basketball halftimes. There's your bing search.
See, it seems like there'd be a lot of injuries while you got up to the point where you could pull that off.
It would seem.
Where
You know what
I
I
was
mean?
going with my story
Yeah, let's
is,
hear
is,
it.
is that my dad did that to my brother. He's on his back, feet way up, and my brother like doing Superman kind of on his feet, and
We've all been there.
fell
Yeah,
down,
sure.
broke his arm.
No shit.
Yep. My brother.
Oh, your mom never forgave him. Hi, Mrs. Spade.
Is it too late to call Child Protective Services? I know Brian's older now, but still, there's probably, I don't know. Is there,
I know this could be solving the wounds.
I mean, if you're breaking your kid's bones, dude, that's not
he
good.
had him up on that.
Unless you're No Sag Naggitnarb's dad, I don't think you can get away with that. You know what I mean?
That reminds me, Sarah Titty's husband was holding Russell by the feet one day. He probably 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
Holding him by the ankles, and his shoes came off. Boom! Right on his head.
Oh, no
I
way!
mean, right on his head.
What did you do to Miss Titties?
There was no injury. It was just, he was more scared than anything. I mean, Brian felt like shit.
What did Brian have to do with it?
Brian was holding him.
Oh, Brian! I thought you said Sarah Titties was holding
Sarah Titty's husband.
Okay,
Brian.
okay.
Yeah, it was. It was a harrowing moment.
Was your dad one of those dads that whipped you guys around like you and Chet?
Yeah,
like
we used
my
to
dad.
wrestle a lot with my dad.
When I think about it now, my dad was pretty fucking like he wouldn't let us play with a Nerf football. He was like, "No, you're gonna have you guys are gonna know how to catch a fucking football, and it's gonna be leather." And we'd be out there just like at 4 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pelted into from living room couches to another. I flew many times.
I was just gonna say my dad sent us flying, not in that mean way, but in like I'm
Just
having
wrestling.
fun wrestling. Yeah, I'm gonna pick my kid up and chuck him 3 rooms down the hallway. And it's a rug burn deal. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. You want to see some kick-ass driving on the freeway, Jay?
Oh, I saw this. This is.
We got a lot of videos today, but
If you would have told me that this video, we're about to watch a video of a guy driving in reverse, fairly aggressively.
Hard to do, dude.
If you would have told me like this was like some third world backwoods bullshit
coming to you from Taiwan,
you'd go, all right, this is fucking weird, but
the
that's
Taiwanese. What
how
are you
they
gonna do?
are. This is in Ohio, man. This is like on I-75 or something.
I hate. You know what's funny? I will say this. I hate to do this to my dad, but I got another story about my dad with this.
No. Yeah, bring it on. Michael sounds like a real peach of a fellow.
If you want to watch the video first, I mean, it's basically the guy reversing down a. I remember one time we were coming back from Florida on I-75. I don't know where, somewhere like Tennessee-ish. Huge accident. Hadn't moved in about 15, 20 minutes. I don't even know how long. And my dad just looks at the
This isn't the trip where you're jacking off in the back.
No. Okay. Well,
maybe.
Might have been.
There's no. I can't say yes or no on that.
Okay,
one.
fair enough.
But he's right around that exit ramp, and he's just like, fuck. And he doesn't say this, but fuck this. And he just takes that car, reverses it, back up the on ramp, and we go on to some detouring off I-75.
Yeah, this is a move. The basic move is one we've all seen.
We've all wanted to do too.
I want to say I've been in a car where it happened too. I don't have E's exact story, but I feel like either you did this, Mike, or
maybe
T-Roy something. I mean, I feel like I've done this, but it didn't go to this extent. This guy goes for a good mile and a half.
Here, sorry.
But dude, the move that we would use is find a way to back up to turn around.
Yeah.
And get the hell out of there. Like we've all done that, but this son of a bitch. If you're watching us on YouTube,
bag up.
do you have the video up there so people can see?
Yeah.
All right, so he's whipped out of traffic, and he's going.
Hold on, E does not have this up for the audience to see if they're watching on YouTube.
Oh, I thought I hit the button.
He's backing up an on-ramp, which, again, we've all seen this happen. But watch what he does at the end of the on-ramp.
Back it up, E. Go to the beginning. Sorry. Dude, try that. Try doing 60 on a slight curve going up the ramp.
Well, you can't go 60 in reverse. He's jamming on it in reverse, but then
Whoa,
this is what?
What?
Yes, dude. You haven't seen this part?
No, I was like, I was saving it for the show. I want to see.
He then drives a good mile and a half in reverse.
Now this is
Excellent.
He's now on the freeway above the highway, adjacent to the freeway.
Yeah, he
and
goes to the Kroger here.
He just continues.
Now this is different than what I was
That's
describing.
exceptional.
Look at him.
He's still going.
Yeah, he's just
Look at
comfortable
that
with it now.
poops.
He's like, fuck it.
Dude, that's some amazing driving.
Does he have to have his boys in the car? Like, this is not a standalone sole driver, right? He's got like 4 boys in the car, and they're just
Egging him on.
hooting and hollering,
Yeah,
right?
you'd have
fucking
to.
keep it in reverse, dude. Keep it in
Dude,
reverse.
I'm telling you, I'll do it all the way to fucking
This-
Kroger. I'm not kidding.
This move right here is
right
impressive.
here is where
This is
everybody,
dope, dude.
Everybody would put it in drive right here.
Of
He's like,
course.
fuck it.
What the fuck?
There must be something wrong with like going.
What the hell?
Dude, and he's not even like holding up. You know that guy that holds up traffic because he's got an issue and he's going 5.
He's zippered right in.
This guy's setting the tone.
Yeah.
He sees the pace car out there on the road.
Look at him.
In reverse. And I'm telling you, he's not overturning.
No, he's doing well.
This guy is exceptional. Is that a cop right there? Wow.
But I love how the traffic cam person like caught this guy.
It shows you that people are watching these traffic cams, I guess, by the way.
Absolutely followed him.
It's ODOT, Ohio Department of Transportation. We've got MDOT. They've got ODOT. And what was that one? Is that how the video ended?
No, that's just another video.
So ODOT said that they
Holy shit, though. This video here can keep talking, but you should watch this.
They are watching that a lot, especially during rush hour. There's someone manning those cameras and zooming in, and they were like, "Holy, what's this dude doing?"
Yeah.
And that's why we have the video that we do.
Dude, watch this, though, for real. This is actually...
Is it as good as the tire hitting the Chinaman?
It's not that good, but watch this. I mean, this obviously just came out of nowhere, but... Into the... And then watch the other view of it. That's what you got to see. These people doing their...
Boy, oh boy.
Oh, shit, dude. Somebody died, right?
Did you just show us like 4 people getting killed?
Faces of death, dude.
Yeah,
Dude, it just
Is
happened.
this a snuff film? Are we watching snuff films
We're watching
now?
snuff films now on the
Thanks,
air.
E. Perfect.
Come on.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll never forget that.
You have this one, E?
Yep, 1 second.
This video. So this one, and it just shows you, it pinpoints the difference between male drivers and female drivers. Really, really accentuates nicely the difference, because we just saw the guy just cooking down the freeway in reverse. I mean, it just...
We assume it's a guy. He wasn't caught.
Oh, that's a guy move,
Yeah,
dude. You know it. Come on.
100%.
Dude, if there are chicks in the car, are they egging her on? No.
Right.
No. So, there's a woman in a hatchback here, and there's a nice gentleman. You know, she's, would you call her China woman?
If you're racist, sure.
Okay, and she's driving this little hatchback, and he's like, you got room? Back it in. And so tries to get her to
why
back.
it keeps reloading for some reason.
Fix this in post.
Oh, absolutely. Start of the clip, the car can be seen perched on the edge of a parking bay, apparently hesitating to reverse into it. The guy wearing shorts and the blue T-shirt wanders behind the car, signals that it's safe to reverse. So she starts to back into this parking spot.
Bag up.
A little smart car looking thing.
Yeah. So he's like, you got this, easy. Plenty of room. Plenty of room. All right. Straight in. You're good. Bring it on in.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
She only broke 2 of his legs and like, my God.
What is she doing?
She didn't straighten the wheel.
No.
And why is she going that fast anyway? Why is she
What's wrong with people?
How do we go from 0 to 60 trying to get it park 4 feet away?
My God.
Oh,
She have
man.
an aneurysm.
I want to see the
you know,
beginning of this
between.
again.
Like,
And
last
this
thing
guy's
he
just trying to
thinks,
help, dude.
last thing he thinks is she's going to punch it. He's like, yeah, you got this.
He walks to the side, gets out of her way.
Obviously, it's a female, so I'm going to get out of the way. Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Just magnetic almost. It's
Incredible. He fractured some ribs and some legs.
yeah, he's absolutely pinned against a building by a car
Yeah. Boy, that's
going
tough.
about 20 in reverse.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? Let's take a quick break, and then we've got to get to E's history. And I got to tell you, Jay, he's
Pretty confident about this one.
he's cock of the walk right now.
He was talking it
Yeah,
up beforehand. He's like, "This is gonna be
You guys are
your
gonna like
and
it, I
Mike's
think."
favorite one
Yeah.
yet."
No, I saw him bagawking upstairs. He was fucking. He is one confident young E today about this about History Day. So I am excited. We'll do that next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Detroit Cast. God, we just spent a couple minutes watching some of that Bill Burr we were talking about.
He's pretty funny, Mike.
Yeah. I know most of you know who Bill Burr is, the comic.
He's amazing.
He is honestly my favorite comic in the world right now, probably. But if you haven't seen his bit, "What Are You, a Fag?" Just Bing or
What
go
are
to
you,
YouTube.
fag?
What are you, a fag? I mean, it will so hit home for any guy with buddies. I mean, it does for all of us. As we referenced it earlier, but God, is it worth? I could watch it 1,000 times. It's so funny. Anyway, should we? Did you want to do a read, Jay, before we get to Easus?
Why don't we go Easus?
You wanna go
Yeah,
Easus? Okay.
Go straight to Easus.
Easus.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, are you done big stuff in now? Are you ready to?
Sure. I'll say
this day in history?
this music will not.
Is there other music we have
Nah,
that
it's
will
fine.
fit better?
It's fine. No.
This day in history with Big E.
So it was on this day, 1993, that Cleveland broke ground for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I figured you guys would find that at least interesting.
I'm still kind of pissed off about this because it came down to Cleveland and Detroit, didn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Not necessarily.
I thought Detroit was in the mix for a while.
Well, so was Philadelphia.
Yeah, they got enough.
Memphis was actually really close.
Memphis.
Cincinnati, New York, and San Francisco were all in the running.
Yeah.
And Memphis, honestly, Memphis had a really good shot at it.
I thought Detroit did. I always remember hearing that.
Well, it was
Detroit was close.
Detroit was in the running for sure.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But the thing is so it was founded. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was an organization was established in 1983, and it wasn't until 1986 they even decided that Cleveland was going to be the home of it. But once they decided Cleveland was going to be home, they did start inducting people in, even though the building doesn't even open until 95. They don't even break ground until 93.
Why Cleveland of all places?
Well, the thing
He's
is
stuck on this, man.
Well, it just doesn't make any sense. Like Memphis makes sense. Nashville would make sense. Los Angeles makes a ton of sense. New York, Detroit.
They give him free land.
Here was two of the
well, at least that's an answer. But Cleveland, the home of rock and roll, like
here was two of the reasons. One, there was a famous disc jockey from the WJW, Alan Freed, who people think coined the term rock and roll, and he was a Cleveland disc jockey, heavily promoted the new genre in Cleveland. There was also Cleveland radio stations who played a key role in breaking several major acts in the U.S. in the 70s and 80s, including David Bowie, Bruce Springsteen, Roxy, Rush. And so people say, there was in 1979 that movie Cleveland Rocks, or the song Cleveland Rocks comes out, and people just, based on that song, declare that Cleveland is like a home of rock and roll, or not a home of,
Detroit
but
Rock City doesn't count?
I'm just telling you the facts, my man. I'm just telling you the facts.
Cast that one aside and just go with Cleveland.
Another reason Cleveland did get a big nod is that Cleveland really wanted the Hall of Fame. Their city was in, the mistake by the lake and shit. They'd been going through all these years.
Let's be honest. They got tax incentives, right? They got free real estate.
$65 million in public money to fund it. A pledge signed by 600,000 Cleveland people that wanted it Cleveland over Memphis.
Like Detroit wasn't in position to do that back in '93. You know.
Probably not.
It really would have been 86 because that's when they decided Cleveland. So if you're talking mid 80s, my God.
I'm a visual learner, so I appreciate this picture. Do you have any more pictures?
I do have more pictures, but mainly what I'm going to do is
why the pyramid shape?
Yeah.
What inspired that?
Like a guitar shape or something.
Here's the thing: when they were trying to decide where to put the Cleveland Hall of Fame or the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Let it go.
There was a few areas because money was becoming an issue, so they even almost did it in just some existing factory or building or whatnot. But they decided no, they wanted there to be a signature building, and they had this. Who was his name now? I can't. Here, I got his name over here.
Bill Building.
I can't pronounce it. No,
famous designer.
No, he is a famous designer,
but
I cannot.
The Building family, they're huge.
That is not who it was. Obviously,
Pretty sure. Yeah, it might have been Pete Pyramid. Pyramid family did a lot of great work. Most of it in Egypt.
God damn it, man.
But you're familiar with
some memorable works.
Absolutely.
No, I'm going to tell. I can't pronounce the freaking name.
Do you like the New York style subway tile, like white top and the weird roundabout?
Kind of looks dated. It could be argued.
Yeah, one could argue for sure.
Kind of that shiny tile.
I mean, if it was just
pretty neat. I went there, as you know, with Russell not too long ago, and we liked it. I mean, it's a neat thing to visit.
I want to go there. I mean, I haven't found another reason.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to drive to Cleveland just to go there, but if you're...
I might, because I don't know what else I'm going to go to Cleveland for.
Well, apparently downtown Cleveland isn't bad for nightlife and all that.
Yeah. What was it? What did they call it? Was it the
I already said it. Mistake by the Lake. Is that what you're
Well,
thinking?
no. Obviously that, but was it the flats?
district, the area?
Yeah, that was fun to party at, where it was on the water, and I think that's totally gone now.
Oh, really?
I thought, yeah, because that was a hot ass spot. I mean, you could do water taxis across the river and shit to other bars. It was open late. It was.
So I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but they ended up.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
It's. I'm trying to think here.
Oh, come on, dude.
Liu Ming P. Liu Ming P.
It's the same dude who did the Parisian the Louvre.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
These are his top 10 famous buildings I'm pulling
Boy,
up
he
right
is
here.
really hung up on the pyramid.
Well, his
Yeah.
quote was... in
His name is
designing-
IMP, dude.
Okay, I don't know. I can't... whatever. In designing this building, it was his intention to echo the energy of rock and roll. I have consciously used an architectural vocabulary that is bold and new, and I hope this building will become a dramatic landmark for the city. So that was...
It was a Randmark, he said.
So these... I'm scrolling through some of his more notable buildings here. I know
he really favors see-through and pyramid.
Yeah, and that pyramid at the Louvre plays an enormous part in the Da Vinci Code, as you'll recall. Remember that?
I don't think I
alert.
saw it.
This
But,
is in
but
Dallas,
yeah.
if you're looking right now.
It's
This
also
happens-
a big. I think the Louvre plays a part in the one of the Ocean's movies, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Well, back to Cleveland and the
then
Rock and
also
Roll
here-
Hall of Fame.
Right. Well, no, but I just thought, So anyway, there was that. The first people inducted were James Brown, Ray Charles, Chuck Berry, Sam Cooke, Evan Brothers, Fats, Domino.
Evan Brothers?
Everly Brothers, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Fats, Domino, I don't know who that is.
Oh my God! Thank you,
Yes,
Lord Jesus.
yes.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Every
that
now and
moment just.
then,
I know it just.
The God's grace shines upon us.
You just don't see it coming, and it just makes. It's one of those things where it's like
It's heartwarming.
depressed people that suffer from depression. You just hope for that lollipop during the day that's just going to make things better and brighter. And when it happens, it's just so. I'm so grateful for those moments.
What am I
I really
missing out?
am.
Yeah, those low lip op moments.
Yes. Oh my
tell
God,
ya.
they're just the best. Thank you, E. No,
Go
you
through that short list of first inductees one more time.
I mean, I thought the Evan brothers were great.
I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say the one you're obviously making fun of me for. Fats Domino. Domino. I don't. I didn't look at this list before.
Fuck me, dude. That's just too much.
Who is that?
So he's a musician.
Okay, fine. Yeah, okay.
Someone that most people would recognize. I mean, he's right up there with Chubby Cheeker.
Jerry Lee Lewis, Buddy Holly, Little Richard, and Elvis were in the first rock and roll. I mean, if you're not going to tell me why it's funny, I guess I don't have to worry about it. But
someday maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Me, man. Oh,
and then a lot of people were not even happy with the idea that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was even going to be made because they just felt like rock and roll was supposed to be counterculture, man. And
Come on.
The notion that there would
about
be
that in the 50s or something. They were in 1983 when they're talking about building this
I'm
thing.
saying though,
Really?
in the 80s, there
Really?
was people that did not want
rock
it to be
and
done.
roll wasn't here to stay in the 80s.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm just saying there was people.
Who are these teetotalers?
I don't know. To this day it is very fruitful for Cleveland. One of their arguments to Cleveland too was
I can't get over it.
No,
either.
I haven't heard a word he said since
Over
Fats Domino. I just haven't, dude. One
of their arguments over New York too. I mean, a lot of people and Cleveland is pissed to this day still that even the fact that they built the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and then the ceremony sometime will be in New York. And actually, I guess starting in 2018, it's going to go back and forth.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. To what extent does Rolling Stone magazine play a part in this? Aren't they?
One of the creators,
affiliated?
one of the guys, there was a guy in Rolling Stone that was one of the few founders. There was a few people, Atlantic Records,
specifically
chairman.
Rolling Stone though.
I don't remember now.
He's a gay guy. What's his name?
I don't remember. I thought I had the whole list here. I don't. But he was one of the. I guess he was one of the founders. Somebody from Rock and Roll or from that magazine was one of the founders of it. But if I guess in 2018 they're going to go back and forth. They're going to start going back and forth because Cleveland thought, "Hey, dude, our city, we're looking for something. This is going to be the prominent thing in Cleveland. This is going to help us out."
Then New York
and then all of a sudden
we're
we're going to have the Hall of Fame, but we're not going to get the ceremony. And so there was big bad blood between that. But one of their things was saying that, dude, in New York, this is just going to be a little building amongst many things in Manhattan. We're going to have, this is going to be the fucking thing in our city.
So something that's always flummoxed me is what is the stated criteria to get into the
I
Rock
don't
and
even
Roll Hall
have
of
that in there. I didn't look that up. I didn't really
Seemed
care
to be
about
like
that.
something the professor would
No,
be
I'm
prepared
literally
with.
just talking about the building. I'm not talking about the music at all.
Not at all.
Well, I
You mentioned the
you-
early inductees.
Yeah, but that's
We
only
could-
because
we could
I
go through that list 100 times. I could go through that list
Wanna
forever.
go back to that short list of first inductees.
No, I do
Start
not.
with the Even Brothers.
No, I do not
Please.
want to do that.
Just pick up with the Even Brothers.
Didn't Axl Rose date one of the Even brothers' daughters?
I think you
Yeah.
were right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Everly.
the Sweet Child of Mine is written after.
Absolutely correct.
Aaron Even.
Yes, Aaron Even is
She's got
is
eyes
the
of the
muse.
bluest skies.
Yeah, that's right.
I will say this.
And that's held true until he got run over by a truck and the license plate said, who was the chick? It said Seymour.
Oh,
Stephanie
Stephanie
Seymour.
Seymour.
I got run over by a Mack truck and the license plate said Seymour. That was a quote.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh, shit.
Douche.
That guy penned fucking Sweet Child of Mine just said that. Wow.
It's beneath him.
The museum was originally going to be 200 feet, and it's only 162 feet high because of an airport in the area. Because originally they were not going to build it where they built it, but once they decided that place, they had to do that. I will say this is, dude, whether you ask if it's relevant or the place is relevant or not, in 2017 they say it was their most visited year ever, with 568,000 people visiting the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
That's
in 2017.
it? I would think more than 500,000 people would traipse through there every year.
They said that
I'm
was
not
their
calling out your numbers.
They
I'm
said that
just-
was their record year. 2017 is literally.
I agree with Mike.
Still
I
the-
would
Doesn't
seem
think
low.
more than that. Yeah.
I would think the opening year would draw a couple million.
God,
people
I
at
got to
least.
tell you, pyramids sure have a lot of wasted space, don't they?
Tons.
And this is like a 5-floor thing, so as you go up,
you're losing more and more.
losing more and more. It's boy.
What is the? What would you say?
It's pleasing to
is,
the eye, I suppose, but
Like, is the thing that you got to see if you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Besides Fats
Yeah.
Domino's thing setup or whatever, or is it like, oh God, when you get to the Elvis wing, it'll blow your mind? Or,
I just like all the various costumes that are there and
yeah,
all the memorabilia.
yeah,
I guess there's not one thing. The Jimi Hendrix stuff is pretty significant.
yeah.
There's quite a
That'd be
lot of
cool.
that.
Is there a lot of Zeppelin stuff? I would think they'd have Doors and Zeppelin. Like, do they have any
They go by
handwritten
era,
lyrics?
you know. They go, yeah, handwritten
See,
lyrics. is
that,
cool.
that shit I
Yes.
fucking love, man. Seeing like, God damn it, Jim Morrison wrote that poem out
You know,
on.
here's Slash's hat, like from me to you. You know,
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Very cool.
some good stuff.
Well, I guess that's what I got.
I didn't see anything from Fats Domino. I don't think.
Even Brothers? Anything at all? Anything at all?
I
Fuck
don't.
it,
Can you
dude.
just tell me
God
what the deal
bless.
is, who they are, or who he is?
God bless you, Jesus.
What's your favorite pizza joint, Jay? If you had to pick one.
I mean, Domino's is up there.
Yeah.
But I'd probably go with Little Caesars.
Yeah,
hot
just
and ready.
'cause-
I just
yeah,
dig
just
the-
local.
Yeah.
So a huge fan
Ease
of
of the
Domino's
hot
growing up. Huge fan of Domino's, but I'm with you. I'd probably have to go Little Caesars.
Well, the thing about Domino's is they had that where they guarantee 30-minute delivery.
Oh,
so you're
yeah.
always crossing your fingers, turning off all the porch lights and
Yeah,
everything. Like,
hoping
come
for
on, baby,
31.
31 minutes.
Yeah.
I get $5 off my Domino's pizza.
Yeah, or it was free for a while. You get a free Domino's if they showed up after 30
That
minutes.
was good stuff.
Have you figured it out yet, E?
No, I'm not. I can type it in, I guess, as Google. But
All right. God bless. It's just, I just love him so much.
Everybody,
And then we're gonna find our best friend Doug, and then we're gonna give him a best friend hug. Doug, Doug, oh, Doug, Doug, Doug.
now's the time. Contact realtor Doug Steiner. It's summertime. It's time to list your current home and to go looking for your dream home. Curbside appeal is at its peak, as you know, and real estate is moving fast. Contact Douglas today, 248-765-1781. He and the team at Century 21 Campbell will work to get you the absolute best deal on the sale and or purchase of your home. Doug's the man. Very easy to work with. He's a great guy, great friend of the show. Call Douglas today, 248-765-1781.
Jesus was so focused on his kick-ass history day, he forgot to start the clock.
So we could be
It could
3
be
hours
Friday
in.
for all I know.
Yeah.
I have no idea where we are. The clock says we're an hour and 3 minutes in. I know that's bullshit, but
I know it's probably like an hour 10.
okay.
Or more, whatever.
Well-
we'll see where we land.
I'll
Yeah.
say that we've been going for an hour and 23 minutes, but there was a break in there.
Yeah. Did you see the a squirrel at the Grand Canyon?
No.
You want to see a squirrel at the Grand Canyon who's so thirsty? Whatty?
Nothing. The internet is.
Blame the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
Easy target. Doesn't argue back.
He's got Bing spinning on his Domino search,
Yeah.
so he's got the damn thing all jammed up.
Got it all jacked up. There's a squirrel, and he's walking around. He's like, I'm so parched.
Really? He's doing the international sign of
Parched. And so this guy's like, he keeps reaching up as this guy's sitting there with a full water bottle. This guy and his girl. And so he hands the water bottle to his girlfriend, and so he can take a picture of the little squirrel.
Yeah.
And the squirrel's like reaching up to her, and she's like, "Oh, are you thirsty? Do you want some?" He downs an entire bottle like this of water.
I have it
They
right
just
here.
hold it up, and he's just got his hands on it. He's just drinking like, "Thank you so much. I was so parched, man." It's
wow,
so
man, you're
thirsty."
right. It's what's that? A 12-ounce bottle? Is it? Yeah. Look at him
Actually,
go.
this is 16.9
He's pounding
ounces.
it. He's pounding it.
He is. He's a little sloppy.
Yeah,
but
he's got a hole in his lip, maybe.
Yeah, look,
Little
there you go.
drippage.
Move that over. E.
I know.
Look at that poops. Thank the Lord for his bushy tail.
Seriously.
If he
Where
didn't,
you'd be
you'd-
like, I'm not
Yeah.
giving that rat water. Get it out of here.
You'd be kicking at it.
Yes.
And he'd be going, "Please, I'm so parched. Please, I'm so
You
parched."
said the Grand Canyon, you say? Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the canyon. He's like, "Man,
Gets hot up
everybody's
there.
walking by. Nobody's up. Look at that bushy tail." He's like, "Oh, man, thank you. I know I'm spilling a lot, but this is so refreshing." Look at that poops. Look at that poops drinking a whole bottle of water.
Look at him go, man.
Look at that poops go. He's going to go and tell all his buddies about this. The
Better
greatest
watch out.
day ever.
You could throw up, man, when you're too dehydrated and you just chug water. It's
That's
actually
true.
not good.
Let me ask you this. Say he doesn't finish it all. Do you then take a swig out of that water?
The guy actually said that that filmed it. Let's see, was it Paul something? Paul Camps. He said we did not drink. He drank from it until it was empty. Needless to say, we did not drink from the same bottle.
Needless to say, I think some people would.
Oh yeah, I would.
Would you?
Nah,
Dude,
well,
definitely
nah,
wouldn't.
probably
I
not.
would not with a wild animal. I barely do with my kids.
Really?
Yeah, it bugs me.
Yeah.
I don't like sharing water bottles.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Like I give it pause.
You don't do this game
like
thing.
my tiny girl.
Well,
She'll take
yeah,
a sip of something, give it back, and I'm just like,
Yeah, drink that.
she's my flesh and blood. I guess I'll take a sip out of that.
Were you this kid?
No, where you're opening your mouth and pouring
Pouring it in, but refusing to
No.
touch the outside where someone else's mouth is touched.
No, I just don't drink out of other people's water.
So this guy says, "Yeah, I'm just admiring the views in the park." Paul Camps, and then that's when he spots the squirrel acting peculiarly.
Got it?
Peculiarly. Wouldn't you just say fucking peculiar? Why? What's
Acting peculiarly.
peculiarly? That's a tough one, dude. That's worse than
Peculiarly.
Peculiarly. Try it.
I think you're adding a syllable. Peculiarly.
He's stuck on Fats Domino.
No,
he's still
I can't-
reading about
no,
Fats Domino.
That's not
Getting all
what
this
it is.
Domino's pizza.
Yeah.
You know, the game Domino's.
Yep.
You know, how to play Domino's. All this
Yeah,
stuff's
all
coming
this
up.
shit.
He's
Can
wading
you-
through it.
Can you pause from Fats Domino for 1 second and see how to pronounce peculiarly?
Maybe I can, maybe I can't. This computer is freezing up. Which is
And
what
then when
I'm
you're done
telling
with that, maybe we do a how to pronounce Domino's.
Well,
I mean, while you got it open.
yeah, we could. I don't know. I'd rather play a little longer, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So, get back to that. The Grand Canyon National Park Service says, not a great idea to be within 50 feet of a squirrel, by the way. He might scratch. And that guy's like, blow me, dude. I was thirsty as hell. Thank God for these guys.
As
They're
evidenced by the
heroes."
video.
All I can think of is, remember how close I was to that moose? I think you laughed at me because it wasn't a moose. But it was another guy with like a head hat like that. Big rack hat.
Like a deer?
No, it wasn't a deer. It was like a meese or a moose or whatever.
No.
And I was
what
like,
are you talking
I
about?
walked right up to it and I was like, this can't be safe.
Dude, moose are very dangerous.
Yeah,
You
it was-
didn't approach a moose.
Dude, I was within. I got
Meese?
pictures next to this thing with the huge.
You don't approach meese.
It wasn't a meese, dude. It was someone. I think I called it a moose, and you were like, dude, no, it was not a moose. It had a big hat rack head thing.
elk and antelope.
Yeah,
but
elk maybe. Maybe it was an elk.
You approached an elk?
Yeah, he was in the parking lot of the restaurant we were eating at the Grand Canyon. And then remember, they had like statues of animals, and that's where I saw the horse, and they had the tail up, and they had the sculptor had included a bronzed butthole on the horse.
I remember
and it was
that.
like,
You were good enough to take a picture of that
I
so we
did.
could analyze it.
Well, it just seems so unnecessary. You know, like really, and I mean detailed spiderweb like butthole.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean it was like
It
really.
was like a kiss.
And I think he had giant balls on one of the animals too. And it was like, you know what, for kids,
See what you're doing, buddy.
yeah, they like
Hey, E, after we do particularly, maybe
Which
we
is-
could do peculiarly.
because particularly is really kind of simple. I think we all really know how to.
Maybe we could do rural after that.
Yeah. So just
Jesus is struggling here as
Yeah.
we
I'm
get
not
into
struggling for
our
shit.
final
It's-
Well-
quarter of the show.
It's your computer that's struggling.
Closing out the week strong, Jesus.
yeah, we tried. We tried. It was looking so promising too. So promising.
Moving right through, right?
cooking
We
along.
talked
as
about
they
some
say.
serious subjects like
Oh, yeah.
depression. We had Conrad Bain step in and give us a
Absolutely.
1-800 number. And we had some fun on some other items. And then
Yep. Lock him up.
Fats Domino. Hasn't
It's all been
recovered
down.
since.
Well, it really started with the Even Brothers, but it. I know what you mean.
Quickly dovetailed into Fats Domino.
Once we hit Fats Domino, the room
It's-
lost it.
yeah.
It's never fully come back together. That's called chemistry, ladies and gentlemen. When you lose it, you know it. You know when chemistry is lost in a room. And Fats Domino had not finished coming out of his mouth, and I knew right then, show's over. It's over. We're not beating that. And so it's hard to find the intestinal fortitude to push forward knowing you've already done your best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your best has already been accomplished. You can't beat it. So what are we playing for?
I don't know how to spell peculiar.
And there it goes. And then he tries. God bless him. Why don't you see how far you can get? Jay, why don't we get to some email? I think
Sure.
We're close to the end anyways.
Come on, baby. Let's do
do
the
the twist.
T-wist.
Come on, baby. Do the twice.
Derek writes in, yo, any of you three ever have a drumstick ice cream cone? It's the best invention ever. Sugar cones lined with chocolate.
Yes.
Chocolate.
That's what I mentioned, the chocolate base at the
You were describing a
Tip-
chocolate plug. I think he's describing something with a sugar cone and chocolate all around.
Yeah, I know the drumstick family well, and I've gotten a lot of them. Some of them have just what I've talked about, the chocolate plug at the bottom.
You're not super impressed, it doesn't sound like.
Well, I don't know if he's talking about the top of the cone that is chocolate encased
Well, let me
over the
read
vanilla.
on. He says it has a beautiful ball of ice cream that's been dipped in chocolate, literally, no mess at all, unless you get one with nuts, and in that case, those little nut pieces are everywhere.
Yeah.
Can't believe you three have had an ice cream cone discussion for 15 minutes a few episodes back with no mention of the drumstick.
Yeah, well, how about this, pal? I'll go one beyond the drumstick and go with the king cone, which is same family, just bigger.
I don't know what that is.
It's the king cone.
What?
The king cone. Yeah. I mean, dude, it bears your name.
It sounds tremendous, Mike.
It is. It's just bigger than the drumstick version. You get them at any gas station in America.
See, okay, now I know what these are. They
They're
used
in
to.
that little
Yeah.
weird freezer
Yeah, this
thing.
is not the quality of ice cream cone we're talking about. If I'm gonna go ice cream cone, I want like the real deal. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want like some fucking gas station.
You're going
ice cream.
Robbins family.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I don't want to. I don't want to peel like cellophane off my ice cream.
Yeah,
cone.
yeah. Well, you do with the king cone and the
Yeah.
drumstick. Yeah, same family again.
We have anonymous writing in with a grievance.
Okay.
So I'm going to put this person to the clock, if I may. I have a grievance, and it might piss off some listeners because I see them doing it on the fan pages on Facebook. People posting pictures on social media of license plates, weird cars, accidents, billboards, etc. Clearly, they're driving while doing this. You people doing this are assholes. Ooh. My son's best friend was killed by a person like you. The girl behind him thought it was okay to take a Snapchat pic while driving 81 miles an hour on the freeway. He was only 18 years old.
Wow. Yeah. Well, those stories are going to come up. I mean, I'm shocked at how many people are doing that, too. There's a lot of people doing that.
Isis, I would say that this is a good time to renounce your love of the text and drive. We've given
I
him
didn't say I
numerous
don't love of it.
chances
That's not
over
what
the
I said.
years to
Never
do
what I
this, and he
said,
never
but-
renounces.
Not what I said at all.
Never
but it's
completely
fine.
renounces it. He always
You can change the
states-
words all you want. It's
Okay,
fine.
E, how do you feel about texting and
I
driving?
never said it was good. Not what I said.
I
Actually,
believe you
still
said,
do
fuck
it.
you, I'm never stopping doing
Yep.
it.
Okay, you know who's
Fuck
to say
everybody,
Who's to say,
I'm gonna
who's
do
to
it.
say who said that? Who's to say what I said or
we
what I
could
didn't
pull
say?
up episode number.
That's
We're
the
going
beauty of
back to the
podcasts.
200s, right?
Oh, yeah,
That
we're
was
going
just
early on.
Okay, that's
He
what, it works for
established
Mike.
that early
Not what I
on.
said.
That,
What I said is that I have texted and driven, and me and Ty, what I actually said was me and Ty have just joked about the fact that, yeah, I guess this is going to be a fucking problem at some point. Oh, well. It was in a joking manner, by the way. But that's what was really sad.
Hey, E, on the subject of texting, start a text and text the word Domino and see if any emojis
I will not
come
do
up.
that. Anyway,
Can we hear what peculiarly sounds like?
I don't know how to
yet?
spell it. You have to tell me how to spell it because I literally can't even Google it because I don't know how to. That's how far off I am on the spelling.
He's got partially up.
What I'm shocked by, honestly, by this guy's posting this, I'm more shocked by how many people I see on Snapchat, dude. I see
Driving
a
around?
lot of videos on Snapchat of them singing or them talking and they're driving. That shocks me more than anything. I see it a lot.
Yeah, it's not good shit, man. It's really, it's amazing when you drive home from here, E. I'm sure you're the same way where you stop at a light and you look to your right, your left, and everybody's right down to their phones. And
dude, what kills me is seeing the woman or the guy that you're just like, come on, dude, it's green, let's go, and they're not.
Hold
way
on,
off.
I gotta finish my text. Fuck you.
But you see them like they're going really slow, trying to make it look like, and then they're on the side of the road, just gravel a little bit, and it's like, dude, But I got to admit, when that thing goes bing and it's sitting next to you, and it's just a simple yes, be there in 10, and it's like you just want to go, I know, run late, be there in 10, send it, And I have been guilty of that. If I'm at a light, I won't do it driving unless it's literally like, why send?
Right.
Yes. But at a light,
we're all guilty of that. Yeah, we're all guilty of the quick one at the
quick
light.
fingers.
But it is disturbing, and I sympathize with the anonymous there. It's bona fide.
I will say this. Wait a minute.
if you know someone that
here's the
died.
thing. I
Sucks.
agree that it's bona fide. I'm serious. I don't agree that you can say those pictures. I see them all the time, and I don't agree that just pictures of license plates that you can
What
make
are they, like Big E or something?
Yeah, they'll just be dumb things. I don't agree that you can look at those always and assume that they're driving. In fact, a lot of times, because I'm on the page a lot of times to me, it looks like you're stopped in traffic. Now, I'm not saying that it's right if you do it while you're driving. So his beef is right. So I'd say it's bona fide. I just don't know that he can say, and you can tell they're driving. I don't think that you can.
Well, you see all types of stuff on those pages.
I understand,
like, oh, look at this poops I saw, and someone's driving on the road and they're snapping a picture of a whatever.
I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
Now that we look at the word peculiarly, isn't it just simply peculiar with "ly" at the end?
Peculiarly.
Peculiarly.
Boom. I think I nailed it.
Peculiarly.
Peculiarly.
I think you're adding something there, maybe.
No, I don't think so. Listen to her.
Peculiarly.
Peculiarly.
Peculiarly. One more time.
Peculiarly.
I think you got a little hitch in your giddy up, but
You think so?
it's okay.
Yeah.
I think everybody understands what you're saying.
I think the
and
guy's
it's no
being a
problem.
dick, though. You could have just said peculiar. I saw a squirrel looking peculiar.
Yeah.
He wanted to like big stuff or a hot shot really quick, and like I can throw this word out there. Like it's the guys that do that in email to you with rural,
Right.
knowing what a retard you are when it comes to the word rural.
It's a little,
It's just a little
it's a thumb
stick.
in the eye.
Yeah, a little needling. That's all. A little poke. Unnecessary.
Save the rest for Monday, Mike.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week. I think we all had a fun time. And remember, if you're struggling with depression, if you're struggling with anything like that, just remember Fats Domino, and I guarantee it will brighten your fucking day. You just
At least
will.
for a moment.
It just will.
Maybe throw on a Fats Domino record. Come on, baby, let's do the twist.
Come on, baby. And I'm telling you, it's better than any medication you're going to find out there. Trust me, I know. Just Fats Domino. Have a great weekend, everybody.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.